Okay. Let's see if anybody actually got the message that I was doing this today. This new camera is really good, I think. Is it really good? It's courtesy of Dave. And I think it's a much better camera than the old one, the built-in webcam. You guys will have to let me know though what you think. If you like new cam or old cam. I think you like new cam. Sorry guys. How are you guys doing? So I'm not well, but I'm getting better. And there's been some exciting stuff. And so I wanted to share it. You guys that are here so far, you like this new camera? Can you tell a difference between this new camera and the old camera? I know it's shaky. David, I'll get back to you later. I've been turning my phone off to not hear it do anything lately. So I've been telling everybody, like, don't message me, I'll get back to you. So I'm gonna take some Tylenol and Motrin. A little sharper than the last one? Yeah, Leonard, that's what I was thinking. It is a higher excuse me, it's a higher quality camera. I'm sorry it's shaky. I'm doing this, I'm sitting on the bed. So it's going to be a little shaky, and I might not do this as long as normal, but I really had had an exciting day, and I wanted to share it with everybody. So we'll get into that in a few minutes. It is pretty exciting, actually, for me. We've had, and I'm just going to say this. Let's see. Interview for Scout Camp. Gino, how you doing? How are you doing? Happy holidays to you. Thanksgiving was not fun for me. I hope you guys had a great holiday. I hope you guys did. I was supposed to take the boys to visit my mother and my brothers and my grandmother, and that did not get to happen, unfortunately. I have been. It's been not fun at all, but I'm pulling myself out of it. I'm in huge amounts of pain around my lower back and my chest and everything from all the coughing. And I'm now at the point where I'm starting to cough some, get it out, which is good. But yeah. So we got a few minutes. Like I said, I wanna like I always say, I want to wait for people because I'm going to show some cool stuff. You avoid your wife's family. And Kurt is home. Kurt is healing up. A bit more serious than I'm healing up. But that's cool. I'm glad to hear it. It's always better to heal up home. Hey, Karsten, how are you? I'm getting better. I'm not great. Thanks for asking. Cowboy Bebop on Netflix has definitely helped. And finally saw Shang-Chi, and me and Aiden watched the new Cruella on Disney. It was actually pretty good. We liked it. Liked it a lot. Disney, once again, takes one of their most famous villains and rewrites her entire story as a poor victim and the hero. Disney. Only Disney could do that. So, and that bitch, Carol Baskin. Disney's going to write her story one day. And she's going to be a Disney princess. But, no, Cowboy Bebop, if you were like, so I've liked Cowboy Bebop when it was just an anime. But this live action one they did on Netflix is amazing. And the movies that made us, amazing. That's what I've just I'm sorry. If it gets too annoying, honestly, if it gets too annoying, you guys tell me. We'll cut it, and we'll at least we made it here. Hey Stuart, how are you? But the new Cowboy Bebop to me is like if John Wick cared just a little less personally about the people he was killing. Like it's awesome. Red Note. I've not seen Red Notice, but I should probably check it out. I've heard good things. Kyushi, hi. How are you? Thanks for joining tonight. I can't wait to show you guys what I have to show you. I am so excited. I don't even want to start talking about it because I want to wait for just 2 more minutes for everybody to officially be here, at the official time. It is cold as crap here. Although I think it's just because I'm a whiny baby right now because I'm sick. But it's Gino, thanks, but I mean like, well, you hear a knife here, but you also hear people shooting off in the distance. Or maybe you don't. I hear them outside. But God damn, that hurts. All right. I'm gonna start 1 minute early. Because I'm excited and I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to go tonight. So for a long time, you guys have heard me bitching and crying and complaining about the stuff in storage and the lost things in storage. And we thought the stuff that was supposed to be in storage from the military move was gone. We thought it was lost, gone forever. And we were finally told, do you guys want your stuff? The timing of it couldn't be worse because, I feel like I'm death right now. But basically they said, you guys got 2 days, come get it if you want it. I said, all right, fine, we'll come get it. So, and we had to pay for it because the military only covers paying for a certain amount of time. So they were very nice to us, though. They did not charge us the full, I'm not making this up, the full $17,000 storage charge that should have been paid for having left it there for 3.5 years. Yeah. But they cut us a very nice deal, provided that me and Sam, go get it ourselves. And so we spent the last 2 days loading and unloading a 15-footer U-Haul. So over the next little bit, there's going to be all sorts of stuff that we're going to look at that I probably thought was lost forever. Some flashback stuff and everything. But there were 2 things that I've found in the box so far that I legitimately, guys, I thought we would never see on this channel again. I thought no one in the world would ever see again. I'm so excited by this. I have found that I have been bitching and I'm so excited to see this, that I've been bitching and moaning about for 3 years. I have in my hand the Lost Hinders. I wish I had theme music. The Lost Hinders that I have just been hoping and praying were accidentally packed and that one day I would see them again. I have them here. Turns out I only had 6 left. There was a time where I had like 14, 15 Hinders altogether, but towards the end I sold a lot off. So I have the Lost Hinders. We're going to look at them. But almost as cool, or even more as cool, there was a little set of drawers, I'm sorry for the shakiness, that held the oldest of my old custom work that I did while I was deployed in 2012, or that I did right when I came home, like old stuff that I did not ever expect to see again. I thought it was just left behind somewhere. And in a box adjacent to that, I found this this drawer set full of stuff I never thought I'd ever see again. So I am super excited. We're going to take a look at some of these pieces. The first one we're going to do because this one is so special to me. We're going to look at the what $2,000-$3,000 worth of Hinderer knives over there in a second. But those who have been watching this channel or hanging around here for a while will recognize this. Maybe, I don't know, because it's an obscure video at this point. This guy is a $9 knife. I'm more excited about it than the Hinderers. This is a Kershaw compound. ACS, how are you? This is the knife that started my channel. This is the knife that I decided I was going to work on because I was bored in an undisclosed location in Southwest Asia, however many years ago. And it's seen better days. I'm trying to get it to focus, but I'm still learning how to use this new camera. It needs some TLC, but this is so special to me because it was this knife. Yes, Letter, this is the very first knife I've ever made. This is the first video on my channel in the history of channel. Was my first attempt to take apart this knife and then make some scales for it and everything. And to Kershaw's credit, I know it's not coming out great. This $9 8CR whatever blade has been sitting around in a storage facility, not climate controlled, or just sitting around in a crate. Look at the quality. Look at that. Look at the lack of serious corrosion on that blade. Look at that. So I'm going to clean up the scales a little bit. I'm very excited about that. This is really special to me. And still centered, speed safe, still, I mean, awesome. So we're gonna look at the lost and found Hinderers because I am so super, guys. I've been. If you've been with me on the channel for a while, I have been bitching and crying like a little girl over these 6 knives for over 3 years, for 4 years now. Somebody tell me, do we start big or small? Somebody just say big or small. Not biggie smalls. We start with the 18s or the 24s. I'm just gonna wait for somebody to say something, that way I can take a drink. Small. Okay, we got small. So we'll start with the XM18s, which is probably good because that's where it all started anyway. This is the very first Hinderer I ever owned. All of my XM18s are, I believe, Generation 4, and XM24 is Generation 2. And you could go back and find the first unboxing. I think I did this versus a Rick Hinderer Gerber CLS. Back in 2013, maybe. I was so psyched. This is a scale I made, carbon fiber scale. Now you can see this blade actually it needs a little bit of love. It has, but I mean, this blade was used and stuff. I carried this a lot. So we got, what is this? This is S35 VN, yeah. But, and then it has the Hinder modular backspacer thing on it. But this is my oldest Hinderer, Leonard, so it kind of worked out that way. XM18 3.5 Sponto. Moving on. This was a limited drop. This was these things are like frozen. This is a two-tone Skinner. So you see it's got the it's hard to see, I guess. It's got the tumble flats and the satin finish. So this was the. I mean, this is just a collection queen. Most of my Hinders were all collection queens, and I have all sorts of stuff. I replaced the clip. Hinders are great because they're like Legos. You can just plug and play all sorts of different accessories and stuff. I think this is the scale that came with it, just a gray scale. And I have in this box, I have all sorts of different colored hardwares and scales. Switch out stuff. Let's see. This guy, blue and black G10, blue hardware all over, anodized. This was a battle blue Bowie. Come on, focus. And then I put the holy, what we called the holy clips. Peter, thank you for that contribution. I appreciate it. Always like the Bowies, and I normally don't. But you know what? I used to have a lot of Skinners because I love the Skinners. I never had a sheep's foot that came later, and I need a sheep's foot, and I don't seem to have any of my slicers either. I guess I sold those. So that's cool. And now we're going to move to the XM24s. This is an XM24. This is an OD green scale, I guess. You guys might have remembered I started to do a series about the XM24 versus Benchmade 810 a while ago. Like once upon a time, I started doing it and I never finished it. I bought this one just for that because I wanted 2 brand new knives. So, you know, I didn't want anything with any use, which is why this one is so spotless, basically. Thanks, Leonard. There's my virtual running medals. I like the XM24 because I like a big 4-inch blade. And if you want to compare right now, we can compare a 3.5-inch versus a 4-inch. There is a significant size difference. There's also a significant weight difference. This, like, if you don't want to cut somebody, you can just throw it at them and knock them out with it. But they are huge. Clips and the filler tabs are the same between XM18s and XM24s, but you got to get different hardware. I believe the pivots are different. Yeah, the pivots are different. And the screws and the nuts are they're different. The spacers, they're actually all different. Hey, EDCs, how are you doing? But this one actually had really great action. You know, surprisingly, Hinders back in the day, they've gotten better, but back in the day, they didn't have they just had, what's that stuff, that non-slip surface? Washers made of, it's plastic, but it's better. They put it in pots and pans. Teflon washers. Here's orange Sponto. Damn, that thing's like really well tuned. Yeah. Oh, what? She's talking about this one. Yeah, I don't remember how many XM24s I actually had. I think I had 4, and I must have gotten rid of 1. 2 Skinners. I love the 24. It's a very comfortable knife, and it feels like you're holding a tank. And then the last of the Hindies. Now, this is my oldest XM24. Oh, look, Dave, that will be mine. Dave, we'll talk about it, man. Yeah. This one you can see. I used to carry this on my belt in uniform. You can see the belt marks. But otherwise customized with the blue hardware. There's the XM24. What the hell was that red thing? You guys see that red thing? Yeah, Hinder. I love the Bowie blade on Hinder. I don't know why. I normally don't like that clip point shape. Dave's gonna get to when I'm a little more not sick. Dave's gonna get to come over and actually handle these guys. I sent him pictures. I texted him today. We were just talking about it as I was in the truck. Like, yeah, it'd be great if I could find them, but I've already come to terms with the fact that they're probably gone. And then I opened a box when I got home, and these were the first things in there. I'm so beside myself that they exist. That they exist, because of a packing error. So now let me show you. Now that we got, I'm so excited, and I've got some. So this is a custom scale I made out of snakeskin, or what do they call it? Snakeskin carbon fiber. But then I've got just a handful of extra scales. These are all for the XM18 frag scale, and then some extra liner piece. Yeah. So I've maintained my supply of accessories. Now, let's look at some older stuff that I did. Now, I want you guys to remember, this is all old stuff. This is some of these knives are just crap knives that I did because they were cheap. Some of these are not cheap. Some of these are expensive knives. And I'm going to try to remember. I'm going to try to go in them like chronological order, but I probably won't remember them all. But so this is actually green, like a hunter green and black G10. And this was a Benchmade 912 nitrous striker. This was that deployment where they issued everybody and their brother, like 3 of them. So there were plenty to go around. Yeah. So there's so this, you guys got to look up what a nitrous striker blade looks like. This one was so beat up. I basically took a Dremel and I tried to make something original looking out of the blade, but also tried to get rid of a lot of the beat up parts, and de-assisted it. And it's pretty good. I mean, it could use some oil again. It was a completely coated D2 blade. So I did this with a wire brush and a Dremel. And gave it this little, yeah. So there's that. Also, while I was deployed, this is a Benchmade Rift out of production now. And again, I never thought I'd ever see this again. Black and blue G10. It's kind of hard to see, I know. And this again was a coated blade that I polished the crap out of. I mean, I hand. There was a Zapita. Did he walk behind me? I missed him. I hand polished this whole blade. And the scales on the Rift are pretty thin anyway. This is the middle brother between the Benchmade 940 and the 810 Contigo. These are pretty comfortable scales, though. I like it. They're very aggressive. I could make them a little bit lighter in terms of the grind, but again, this was like one of the second or third knives I did. And yeah, they all need a little bit of oil, but got that. And then this is a rare kind of, you don't really see this very often, but I got to tell you, I'm looking at it and I am so thrilled with the work I did on it. This is a SigTac Rangemaster. So this is by Sig. 6 hour? Yeah. My second experiment in jade, my first experiment in probably really reducing the value of an expensive knife. Probably the first knife, or second, maybe, that I worked on that was worth more than $150. Look at the. I'm just bragging. Now the colors aren't showing. That's a zombie green. I know it's looking kind of brown right now on camera. I don't know. For doing deployed with the Dremel, that's pretty fair work for that backspacer. Tato, stop wiggling around. Always salt and vinegar, EDCs. The lock on this one is really tight, though. I don't know why. But this had like these terrible aluminum scales. Did not like it at all. Came in a nice presentation box, though. Made in Italy, 690 N690C blade. So, nice knife. Expensive knife. Got it on Arizona Custom Knives, one of my first purchases on ArizonaCustomKnives.com. Now, when I got home from that deployment, I was looking for some interesting stuff to do. This was an Ozark Trail, cheap, couple bucks knife that I just wanted to practice doing some work on scales with. And this was one of the first kind of, why won't this thing focus the way I want it to? One of the first work with like scale and liner and backspacer. And it's a cheap little nothing knife. I mean, it's probably 3 CR MTech quality steel. The only time I get blue dues EDC nuts is when Dave supplies them to me, which he does sometimes. But anyway, had these crazy, crappy fake wood scales on it. Then this was like an AutoZone O'Reilly. This was a Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops knife. This was one of the first times I did some compositing of different G10s together. And I just had some scrap pieces. And the G10 needs to be oiled, but so I just wanted to do something interesting with it. And then one of my first stonewashing attempts too. It has a little corrosion there. But the G10 pieces, though, you go and you feel them, they really feel like one solid piece of material all the way across, which is pretty good. I'm very happy for that. So, interesting looking knife, interesting feeling knife, crappy clip, but I mean, it's a crappy knife. And then this guy, now this was a fake copy of a Benchmade of either the Blue Star or the Dark Star, take your pick. I mean, terrible. So I just did a little orange peel effect on it and some very basic scale work with these little pieces of natural G10. What we would have called jade back then, but now we'd probably just call it natural. So interesting. Look how it has that separate piece that goes up and hits the spine of the blade, but it still has the lock. Not a stop pin. It has that weird thing. I don't know. Cheap, crappy knife. Sharp as hell, though. Did a great job on the edge. So I've been finding little things here and there. Here and there. I haven't really, we're going to be doing the... Oh, what else? Is there anything else in here? This was... They were selling this as a Benchmade at a hardware store in Florida, and I informed the guy it was completely fake. And I bought it because I was going to do something to it. I was trying to get the Benchmade logo off there. I was gonna do something custom on this eventually, but I don't know. I never got around to it. I like the blade shape. It's just it's a big piece of crap. So anyway, I'm thrilled that I found these old pieces, especially the original. Yeah, Dave, I am using the new camera right now. I just got to figure out the white balance on it. Get some of the colors a little more accurate, but other than that, I'm thrilled to have found the original DocP knife, the original channel video knife. This really does mean more to me than finding all the hinderers in there. Because this is something I can never replicate. Number one, good luck finding a Kershaw compound. But number two, I can never replace this in the history of me. So that's just awesome. And then finding these other ones, stuff that I was convinced was just gone, and then to look at it and see kind of how my work has improved over time. Oh, here's another one. This one's not that good. So there's Experiments in Dyeing G10. This is a Kershaw 1 ton. I like the 1 ton. It was a good, cheap knife. It was a very good, cheap knife, but then I can't do it right now. This one would have glowed in the dark. It had a little blue dye. What size of pocket knife do I like the most? Peter, I've been I've been appreciating some slightly smaller knives lately, but I still like about a 3.5 to 4 inch knife. Dave, you'll have to make a historical knife from my past. Dude, I don't know. I got nothing. I can't even quip right now. No, it's really nice to find these old ones. And to, of course, find the missing hinderers, because I've been wishing just to see them again for so long. So I was really excited to get back to live to the Wednesday, and we have so many boxes to go through. I have so many model kits, little tchotchkes that were in my last military office, DVDs, hundreds of DVDs that were in the DVD collection, all my shot glass collection from all around the world. I'll have to show that at some point. The shelf stuff. That's right. There was in the box of shelf stuff. I have so much military gear that should have been turned in, but that the supply and CIF guys just signed me off and signed me out without taking back. Maybe I'll do a whole military gear video one day. I could outfit my own squad almost. It's crazy. Oh, so those of you guys who have been deployed in these modern times know the pain in the ass that went around as the PT belt, or the reflective belt, or the glow belt, and how it was the most ridiculous thing. They used to make us wear reflective belts in the desert that we had to wear during certain times. Like, why not just paint sniper targets on? Anyway, I went out to find the most obnoxious reflective belt I could, and this was not it. This was the second most, because the first one I got had a rainbow that went all the way around it with skull and crossbones, at intervals. So I had my rainbow reflective belt with skull and crossbones on it, and I will post a picture of that to prove it. And I was told I could not wear that one downrange. So then I found this one, and I wore this reflective belt. And shortly after that, there was a solid color only reflective belt rule imposed. And you know what? It's one thing when there's stupid rules, but when you know in your heart that the stupid rule is imposed entirely because of you and your own actions being a smartass, you're actually kind of like, oh, that's a rule for me. I'm the reason there's a rule. Awesome. So I got to see if I still have that rainbow reflective belt, but I have this one, and this one was cool to have, and I still have it, so I can wear it and be safe and reflective, and yeah. Boy, was it fun. So yeah. I should have gotten the little thing that said, I'm the reason we have safety briefings. I'm the reason we had stupid rules. I'm not the reason we had safety briefings. That was another guy entirely. So, all right, guys. I think I'm going to call it an early one tonight. I wanted to come back and get back on the schedule and share this incredibly awesome day with you guys, because it is so exciting to me to have found these things. We're still going to give away that Olight Parrot. Not tonight, but coming up. And get on with some other stuff. As I go through these boxes, there's going to be some cool video stuff in there, though. I know. I already found an old box from the Shit Hits the Fan box with some terrible stuff in it that we'll probably review. We'll revisit and look at some of this stuff and see if maybe opinions have changed of a bunch of it over time. So anyway, hopefully I'll be a little less coffee, so audio won't be so crappy next week. But thanks for you guys for your well wishes and everything. If I haven't answered you, or I've said like, hey, you could just give me a few days. It's not because I don't appreciate you guys. It's just I've been trying to get rest as much as I can. So no, Kevin, I will send your stuff unless you have a burning desire to come to the shop and see some more stuff. You let me know. Anyway, thanks you guys. Kevin just reminded me there's a dude who won a raffle for a rifle that Darren had put together for the winner, but then we found out that the winner was from New Jersey. We basically had to break the rifle down and redo the whole thing because of New Jersey's ridiculous laws of 2 tactical accessories. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. Kevin, we'll talk this week. But anyway, yeah, so that poor guy we had to go over the whole anyway. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. More to come. Remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.